April 20th, 2018, Friday. If you feel like making any weed or 420 or blazing jokes or any other jokes similar to that, by all means. Today was a good day. Today was Friday, of course, as I just said. Um, Nothing like super special that happened. It was a good day at work. Work kept getting done. No emergencies happened. Good laughs and all that. So. But tomorrow it will officially be 4 years since I started at Market America. And probably aside from living in my parents' house for the longest time before college, there's nothing else that I've done that consistently. I don't really think I can count like college because I was like stop go and all that. But yeah, 4 years. And on the one hand, it seems like wow, 4 years, that's a long time. On the other hand, it doesn't feel like 4 years. So I don't know what 4 years should feel like. I guess um, yeah. Um, and I started thinking about probably with all the mental health stuff I've done and just the fact that it's probably mostly because of the mental health stuff I started thinking about probably more so kind of like the last year and a half, maybe 2 years even. Just kind of think about just how I am and what I was going through and all of that. And because I've had better years as time has gone on. 2013 was a complete and unmitigated disaster. Just I graduated college and I guess I didn't die. That's really about it. Beyond that, it was just everything was wrong, pretty much. Um, so 2014, when I first got my job and first moved out and all that. 2015, when I was, finally confronting and acknowledging the fact that I had to live alone for a while at least, and that love with Deanna wasn't gonna happen and all that. Those weren't good years. That was fine. 2016, well, probably politically we shouldn't talk about 2016 because that was just an awful year. Um, but aside from election, 2016 and 2017 had every excuse to actually be some really good years. But the fact that I had a mental breakdown earlier this year and then one prior to that speaks to the fact that clearly something was wrong. But it's not all about the bad. It's about especially as I was coming home, I just thought about what has happened in the past 4 years. And again, I have a list in front of me, and I'll go into more detail about some of these as I need to. And again, I've got my job 4 years ago. Bought my car. I've moved to Burlington. I moved back to Greensboro to live in Deerwood Meadows. Turned Hawthorne Oak Ridge. Then I moved here. Got Olive soon after I could move back to Greensboro. A few months after I started my job, about 3 months, actually 3 months and like a few days, I know, because that's when insurance kicked in, I got into my really bad car wreck that technically totaled my mom's car. So it's like got a car wreck on Sunday, or on Wednesday, that prior Sunday, my insurance had kicked in, so it was like 93 days after I had started, give or take. Because my insurance kicked in after 90 days. See, this chair's uncomfortable. There's bolts in it. Anywho, I've got recording thing over there, so that's why I'm kind of looking over there, because I kept looking down, I kept not liking how that looked. Anyway, back to what I've done in the past 4 years. So I got in the car wreck, and then Um, It may have been a year and some change after that. I got into a minor fender bender while I was living in Burlington. Wasn't paying attention, but it wasn't terminal damage, and it was just kind of there's weirdness. I mean, I tell that story all the time about the kind of the weirdness of that. But in that time, in the year I lived in Burlington, and then for about 2 years now, I've been helping Chris as well. So I've been able to do a big thing of help Chris out of giving to charity whenever I can. I've helped several people by saying, here's some money, here's some whatever. Joined the world of smartphones. My second one, because the first one dropped it and it broke. Not broke, but the screen started to crack, and no bueno. Got an Xbox One. I should probably thank Chris for giving me the slight employee discount, because he worked at Walmart at the time, even though I didn't care. And or the entirety of that 4 years, plus some time before then, has been a lot of GTA Online with Byron. Bought TV. Took me longer than it should have, but I still bought it. Some love seat, because Olive kept taking my chair. I wanted to sit down too. Bought mattress, which is not in frame, of course. Found this desk that I'm using. Bought this chair and a folding table and several other things. You're being an adult? I was being an adult. Bought and sold a washer and dryer set. I started trying to do YouTube, Twitch stuff back in 2016, and that fell off. And then I tried to do the Good News Czar thing about a year ago, and I'm going to start on it again. I've been really happy with what I've done. I've been really upset with what I've done. I've had the great joy of going to several wrestling events. Live in Greensboro, Raw in Greensboro. 2 times I went to an NXT show in Concord, North Carolina. Went to Norfolk, Virginia for one. That was a big one for me. Went to a live event in Raleigh. My mom, my brother, and myself on my credit card went to Ohio to see family one year for Thanksgiving. I've managed to help build the automation that is at Market America. I've had to pretty much onboard a whole new automation team because the 2 people, 3 people, you say that started with me are now gone. I've been tasked with keeping up with the most important site of them all. And I've been on projects that I've excelled at, and on projects that I've had to be taken off of because it was just getting to be too much. And I've kept fumbling around about trying to be in love or finding purpose or whatever, and yeah, I can complain that I'm not where I thought I should be after 4 years, because 4 years isn't a short amount of time, but I've moved several times. I moved out, I've gotten a car, I've, gone and done stuff, and yeah, we can nitpick and say that I could have been a lot further than I was. I'll scratching post. We can argue that, I probably could have gotten a house by now, or done this or done that, but I'm here, and I think it was all very important because I've had to learn to stop. And I had thought that losing Deanna, and also just seeing how unprepared I was in 2013, that would have slowed me down, but apparently it didn't. Apparently it still didn't do it. Because I still had still another harebrained scheme, because I wanted Deanna back. And I got a job, and I do all that, and that would be the magic whatever. We can have a discussion about that some other time, or never, or whatever. Now, as for what exactly I've been trying to harebrain scheme beyond that, because I had resigned myself to not try that again in 2015 for reasons that aren't important anymore. But I resigned myself to not try it anymore. And for the most part, I haven't been bothering to pursue it in any way, shape, or form. There's been a little bit trying to, probably in the background, deep in the background, doing some stuff or wanting me to do some stuff for that reason. But there's also a lot of just, in general, wanting to be in love. Just straight, simple, to the point, and then that's been why I've done some other stuff, is to go meet somebody, maybe, whatever, go to the boxcar that opened, and go to wrestling events, and go to this, and go to that, and try to meet somebody, and just go walk around the park at random, just randomly bump into somebody, because, hey, I just started wearing a shirt, something you find awesome. None of that's worked. None of that's probably gonna work. Well, that's pessimistic. It's also what I've observed. So, again, I've made it far in 4 years. And I've had to pretty much, I can look at how I've been since, or what I've done since we'll say mid-2016. We'll leave it kind of vague, whether you want to say June, July, August, somewhere in that time frame. It was probably around there that I really stalled out, and that's really where I can say I lost time, or that I used it in some way that wasn't exactly what I thought, or whatever positive way you want to look at it, or negative way you want to look at it, pretty much. That's when things really kind of just start to gum up again. Because big project I was on, it was a test data creation and retrieval system. I was really excited to work on it at first, but then it started to just become an albatross around my mind because it was never getting done, and manager was just wanting to get it done. I'm like, there's nothing else for me to do, and I don't have time to do anything else with it. Just, what do you want me to do? And it got frustrating. Beginning of 2017 is when I had the first mental breakdown, and I got shipped to somebody else, and it finally got done. Let me explain this one more time. I had been working on it since sometime probably in 2015. Yeah, it'd probably be mid-2015. And it was an albatross around my neck for almost 2 years, and it took another year for it to frickin' be deployed to production. All because I wanted to keep the data fresh and whatever, which is okay, but it took almost 3 frickin' years. So I'm happy with it, but I'm also just like, well, finally it's done. Which I don't like saying that about something that I did spend a lot of time on and was really proud of. I'd like to keep improving, but I'm not going to be able to, probably not for a long time. So around mid-2016 is when that started becoming albatross. It was around mid-2016 when it really became apparent that automation is going to have to keep grinding through stuff. Of course, it was only recently that it really seemed like it might have been worth something. It was mid-2016 when I had my first real inklings of, I don't know if I keep doing this job or not. It was the first time that it was really heavy duty, just keep looking at myself, keep really just not doing automation. There was a whole month where automation team didn't touch automation, period, at all, because of some stupid email testing. It was also around that time that I abandoned my first attempt at YouTube and Twitch and all that because it broke me down, wore me out. And then I tried to get back on a few times and never could. Then you fast forward to a few months later in 2017, I think it was when there was the bombing in Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. I just decided that I wanted to start a YouTube channel about telling good stories there, and I wanted to put good energy back into the world because there was so much negative energy. And maybe in the back of my mind, it was trying to counterbalance all the negativity from the Trump presidency and all that had started. But then I think I got sick one week and got out of the routine, got out of the habit, and just stopped doing it. Didn't know that my laptop was old at the time too, so I could probably do it now because I can have this thing up in like 3 minutes. I can start doing whatever. So I need to go find those news stories when I restart the channel, probably tomorrow. But after that, however long it's been, we'll say 15 or so minutes of me rambling, it gets to probably the story that I kind of wanted to tell. And it's not like this is some super secret story or anything, but I feel like it's a story that 16 minutes apparently. Anyway, I feel like it probably was the pebble that started to tumble the it set off the dominoes for another mental breakdown. At probably the point that I started to lock down a little bit again. So Market America has, like many companies, used interns. And it's how we got some of the people that we had on our team. And it's how PMO has probably gotten some people too, maybe. And it's how companies just get people sometimes. Either it's just temporary, whether it's like, hey, like you onboarded? You do? Cool. So there was someone that was a intern for project management. Her name was Cher Yang. Like Sure Yang. Something like that. You probably get a rough idea of what the problem was. I thought she was an awesome person. I thought it'd be awesome to maybe try to talk to her. I really wanted to try to date her if I could. There, now that's out there. That's what I wanted. I wanted to potentially date her. I had a crush on her, I guess would be the way to put it. So sweet, so nice, so kind, but zero excuse to talk to her. And I think also I was still probably in kind of recovering from the mental breakdown of the TDCRS thing. So I was still kind of zoned out and out of it, but I was hoping that I could hopefully find some excuse to just like strike a bit more conversation and, all of that, because you want to learn automation, and I wanted to try to have in some of those meetings to be like a assistant or whatever, And that may have been a little bit of the reason why I also started the Good News Czar thing, because that would be a good, thing to talk about, I'd had this weird vision in my head of, well, not a weird vision in my head, it's where I wanted the channel anyway. I just had a tainted reason for it as well, on top of it all, that infected everything. I didn't realize it at the time. Or I didn't care. I want the Good News Art channel to be able to have merch, pretty much. Shirts, pins, whatever. That way, you can just walk around with some really positive, happy shirt and advertise for a good channel as well, and the money would go to charity. Because if I ever make Good News Art channel profitable, it's going to be charitable is what it's going to be, because I don't want any of that money. I might use it to help people, but that's it. So, through a combination of very clear hubris and whatever reason that didn't work out. The problem being is, again, I never talked to her. Probably said hey and all that, I just never had good reason to go talk to her. And then her internship had run out. Not that I realized until the next day, but... And... It wasn't a... I think that this devastating blow came off. It wasn't, oh, I was broken and shattered and all of that, but I think it was one of those big hits that you get and it doesn't really show. You've kind of been hit so much, you're kind of already in a bad enough place where you don't really recognize that it was that bad. So it kind of just burrows in and festers for a little bit. But that really kind of, it did mess me up, because being smitten can screw you up bad. And I wasn't acknowledging and fixing my problems as much as I should have. And yeah, I think that burrowed into my mind and that kept screwing with me. That was one of several things. And now it's like, it happened, whatever, nothing I can do about it. It's like I am with a lot of things, like, nothing I can do. There is another. Came on as an intern for PMO and all of that. It's not as much of an infatuation, it's more of a I wonder type thing. And for the most part, it's like, let's not concern ourselves with it. But I'm concerning myself with it a little bit. But it's... With... Sure, it would have been... It was much more of a... I could see my brain wanting to scheme and scheme and scheme to do it. Meanwhile, with the current one, Rachel Zhang, I don't know, just it's not as much of a thing. It's like, maybe. Because, sure, I could have convinced myself, and probably did, that there's probably a lot of potential there or whatever. With Rachel Zhang, I can look at it and go, I get a sense that something about me wouldn't work out right. There's something about me that would be wrong. Not wrong, but just not, yeah. So yeah, as much as I don't want to keep worrying about love, I keep worrying about it. And as I said, I'm not going to try to use it as some silver bullet to fix all my problems, because it can't. I think I've even had somebody comment that, and that's true. That I can't use it as some silver bullet. I need to be good first. But I think getting that out there and admitting that, yeah, that's a thing that has happened and kind of is happening now, but not really. I'm hopeful that helps me some. But again, I've accomplished a lot in 4 years. Again, I've been employed for 4 years. I haven't gotten fired from the job. I've gotten a car. I've maintained said car. I've found and moved into 2 places on my own, moved to a 3rd place and supported it all by myself while supporting somebody else, and still supporting that person to this day. I've gotten olive. That was a really awesome, happy accident, but nonetheless. Fought her cat tree, scratch and post. Actually, I fought her several scratch and posts by now. And a bed for the towel on that she can lay in, and a window she can look out of, and of course nothing beats that sliding glass door and blinds that was at the other apartment, though. That's still probably prime spot for her, besides my lap. Gotten TV. I've taken a credit card debt and I need to really get it under control. Again, or we want to help you with your loans and debts and stuff. Come in. I've gotten good about just deciding I want to go on an adventure. I'm in the past few weeks and months really been thinking about, okay, well, it's gonna need to be okay that I go out and do stuff on weekdays. And I'm getting there. Again, I've done a lot in 4 years, and I probably need to. I've always thought about want to make 5-year plans and try to kind of stick with them or whatever. And I also need to make, of course, like probably a plan for the week, plan for the month, plan for the quarter, plan for the year as well, of course, but of course I know that what I'm liable to do and what I've been doing is I've been too harsh when I don't meet some distant criteria. As well as because I haven't made the weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly game plans either. I both want to plan really heavily, but I also want to just be loosey-goosey, man, so it's weird being in my brain, I know. So yes, happy 4 years to me at my job. This weekend might be a bit more of reflection and me remembering stuff and all of that. Of course, I am a historian and probably a bit nostalgic anyway, but I digress. This weekend's good if weekend's any to sit back and reflect on stuff. I think I'm going to try to come up with a good, 5-year rough set of goals I want to achieve, and then end of April 2023 or something, I'll review it and see where I was, and I'll also see if I can set some goals for the upcoming year and then break those down into quarterly and monthly and maybe weekly after that. Do the whole Scrum thing that I claim I love so much at work. So yeah, it's another one of these that's going to take way longer than I thought, and I apologize. But I thank you for listening to all of it if you made it this far. Yeah. So, yeah, let's see if I can make some of those 5-year plans of mine and just break them down. 5-year plan. 5-year set of goals. Let's exercise some of those into a year, and then we'll exercise that into quarters and months and all that. Thank you for listening. Today was a good day, as I said. Nothing really bad happened, so today was a good day, and I hope that tomorrow is somehow even better. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.